And this is why Osiris, the companion of Isis, became the predominant god in ancient Egypt, because the ancient Egyptians were then taught that they can follow the divine beings into the heavenly realms. They can go into the Stargate. They can absorb the teachings in what's called the pyramid texts and learn to transform their physical body into a star being and travel into the stars. This star being is called the Ak, the shining one. And their entire religious and spiritual and technological tradition was based on this concept, that our body itself is, in a sense, this gateway to the stars, and that there's a software technology, the pyramid text, that can help us with this transformation. And there's also a physical technology, the pyramids and the temples, which act as conduits between Earth and the celestial realms, where we can go to learn this art of transformation. All of us have the capability of doing this, and what is lacking is the consciousness, the software, the teachings, but now this is what we're starting to recover in our time. And this then takes us to the central purpose, once again, of the Great Pyramid, which was as this Stargate, as this conduit into the Milky Way. From this place, we could journey to Orion, we can journey to Sirius, we could journey to the Pleiades. And once we go to those worlds, then we can generate, or actually travel all the way to the center of the Milky Way galaxy. And what the ancient Egyptians are trying to help us to see is that there were beings coming and going from all of these realms for thousands of years. And then Earth suffered this cataclysm, and we lost this understanding. We lost this teaching, but now it's beginning to return. And this is what is so exciting about going to Egypt at this time and also absorbing these mysteries at this time, is we have this confluence of this advanced quantum science and technology with this spiritual science coming together. It's aiding us in living our ordinary lives in an extraordinary way. It's helping us to develop healing technologies, but ultimately, this is how we are going to return to the stars. It won't be in a generation starship. It won't be in Elon Musk's rocket that he wants to blip over to Mars. It will be by understanding the spiritual functioning of the human body and our connection to the spiritual consciousness left by the Egyptians. So let's find the source for these teachings that I'm referring to. That source is a place called Saqqara. We know of it as the stairway to heaven. So it's telling us right off the bat that they are wanting to connect with the stars. This is how the step pyramid looks today. Originally it was covered with shiny white Tura limestone. It's considered the world's oldest stone building, conceived around 2700 BC. They try to argue that the ancient Egyptians built this and then made this magnificent leap 400 years later and built the Great Pyramid. But for many, when you're staring at it face to face, it doesn't make sense. The Great Pyramid is far more elaborate, and what we see at Saqqara almost appears to be a step backward. It's a reclamation of a lost technology. It's humanity reclaiming the art of pyramid building. And at Saqqara is the place where we find the pyramid texts. The location is the Pyramid of Unas, which is just 100 yards away from the step pyramid. And the pyramid texts are inscribed in the tomb of King Unas around 2300 BC, 2400 BC. They are the world's oldest religious texts. And they're considered to be the original form of the ancient Egyptian religion, the original written form that was based on a long-standing oral tradition. And so inside this tomb, you have the sarcophagus, this granite sarcophagus of King Unas, and then this pyramid-shaped room is entirely covered with hieroglyphics that are magically active. The idea being that once the pharaoh's soul leaves his body, he can look around the room and he can read the walls. The hieroglyphs are magically active and interacting with him and instructing him in his journey to come. And the purpose of these texts then were to help the pharaoh in his process of divination, to become like Osiris, to become like Orion, and to attain magic power in the afterlife. All of the world's rebirth, renewal, resurrection mysteries are based on what we see in the Pyramid of Unas. And according to one of its early interpreters, Faulkner, the pyramid text should be regarded as part of the ancient Egyptian star religion. But in my view, it's really the star walker religion.